Welcome back to our series comparing some of the greatest ever footballing sides from different eras. It's your turn to choose who goes head to head in one of our next videos, so why don't you drop your dream matchup in the comments below. We have already predicted the winner of the Manchester City of 2023 against the Manchester United of 1999 tie, the most spectacular Manchester derby of all time that would no doubt be. And of course, this century's great losers, the AC Milan side of 05 that fell to Liverpool's miracle in Istanbul, and Bayern Munich's 2012 side who were simply rattled by Didier Drogba. But what are we throwing into the time machine today?
And then Ronaldo! Empala Zidane, gol, 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 gol. Madre de mi vida!
This one is royally brilliant in every sense. It's Real Madrid against Real Madrid. We may only be in 2023, but Real Madrid have already won 7 European Cups this century. To put that into context, only one other team have won a total of 7 European Cups in the whole history of the competition, since it began in 1956. And that is the great AC Milan. Real Madrid have done that in the 21st century alone, and they have won 14 titles in total, double that of Milan, their closest continental competitor. They aren't called the Kings of Europe for nothing. Anyway, Real Madrid's 7 Champions League titles this side of the millennium can be split clearly into 2 different eras, or at least the first 6 of them can, the Galactico era and the CR7 era, the 2000 Real Madrid Dream Team and Cristiano Ronaldo's Dream Team of the 2010s. For different reasons, these are 2 of the most famous squads in modern history. They both called the Santiago Bernabeu home, and they both won the most coveted silverware in club football. So, who did it better? Who was the more successful super squad, and who would win if they came head to head at the peak of their powers? Let's compare and contrast the Real Madrid of the 2000s with the Real Madrid of the 2010s. Big teams are defined by big players, and especially those that are named Los Galacticos, or those that are named Ronaldo. Yep, both of them. One thing that these 2 eras of Real Madrid team have in common is that they are strewn with superstars. In true computer game fashion, these squads are brimming with World Cup and Ballon d'Or winners. It truly seems unfair to their opposition that they were allowed to take the field together. But that is exactly what we've come to expect from Real Madrid, who would certainly brand themselves as the biggest and best football club in the world. And guess what? It would be pretty hard to argue against that. Galacticos literally translates to galactics in English, but what that really translates to is superstars. The original Real Madrid superstars were famously assembled from the year 2000 onwards after Florentino Perez was elected president of Madrid's famous club. In fact, Perez pretty much got voted in on the promise of Galacticos, and did strive from then on to bring in at least one superstar signing per summer for the Spanish Giants. The Galacticos that spring to mind are those of Perez's first presidential term, which lasted from 2000 to 2006. Although the meaning attached to it has changed a little over time. Perhaps these superstars didn't quite shine as brightly as Perez had hoped. Get a load of these transfers anyway. On paper, this side seemed unbeatable. Luis Figo, perhaps the best winger on the planet at the time, joined infamously from rivals Barcelona in 2000 for 60 million euros. A drawn-out transfer saga, Perez promised to bring in Figo if elected, and he did just that. As you can imagine, it went down pretty badly in Catalonia. Figo was branded a traitor and had a dead pig's head thrown at him upon his return to the Camp Nou. In 2001, Zinedine Zidane was signed for over 70 million euro from Juventus. The midfielder is still remembered for his style and grace. The Roger Federer of football, if you will, had substance too. He smashed home 2 headers in the 1998 World Cup final to seal a famous victory for France. In 2002, Ronaldo Nazario, aka the original Ronaldo, made his way to Real Madrid. In the same year, he also scored 2 goals in a World Cup final, as his country Brazil beat Germany, the best striker in the world. Sign him up, they did just that. In 2003 and 2004 respectively, Los Blancos brought in David Beckham from Man United and Michael Owen from Liverpool. Becks, perhaps one of the most famous footballers on the planet, Owen, named Ballon d'Or winner in 2001. Then, in 2005, Robinho and Sergio Ramos made their way to the Bernabeu. Not mentioning that this squad already had boasted the likes of Roberto Carlos and Raul in the early 2000s and late 1990s. They truly met their bill of Galacticos. But how about the results? Real Madrid won the Champions League in '98, certainly before the new Galactico Perez era. But stars like Raul and Roberto Carlos that would form a part of this new side were present. In 2000, they won it again, and Raul finished the tournament top scorer with 10 goals. But this still wasn't really the Galactico. In Nicolas Anelka and Steve McManaman, Real Madrid showed that having foreign stars was always the policy, but Florentino Perez took it to new levels after 2000. The 2002 Champions League triumph truly belonged to Perez, and it was everything he ever dreamt of. Zinedine Zidane, his record-breaking Galactico signing, swung on a sixpence and struck home perhaps the most iconic goal in football history. The biggest signing on the brightest stage, glory born of the Galactico plan, glory bathed in by the Galactico man. For Florentino, it was going perfect. If you skip a few years and fast forward to 2009, history is repeating itself all over again. Real Madrid have a new president who wants to spend his way to making them the best team on the planet. And wait, what's his name? Oh, that's right, it's Florentino Perez. Yes, the same Florentino Perez as in 2000. Anyway, welcome to the Galacticos rivals, the new Galacticos, or as we are going to call them, CR7 Real Madrid. CR7 Real Madrid was meant to be another round of Galacticos for Perez. He wanted a team of superstars, just like last time, that would quickly catapult Real Madrid back to where they belong, the top of the league and the champions of Europe. But of those new superstars, one eventually emerged as the biggest Real Madrid superstar of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano may have been bought as one of many in a spending spree of a summer that will blow your mind, but he would then dictate that he was the main man and the other signings would have to fit around him for this Real Madrid to be successful. In the summer of 2009, Madrid broke transfer records in unprecedented fashion, signing players on what was basically a weekly basis. They signed Kaká from AC Milan, Karim Benzema from Lyon, Xabi Alonso from Liverpool, and the main man himself, Cristiano, from Man U, for a new world record €94 million. Not to mention, Jose Mourinho was brought in as manager. In 2010 came Mesut Ozil and Angel Di Maria, and blockbuster names like Luka Modric, Gareth Bale and Toni Kroos would join in the following seasons. Some of the key components of Cristiano Ronaldo's all-Europe conquering Real Madrid. But what's that? We're out of time? During two different presidential eras, Florentino Perez bought so many ridiculously good players that he's taken up the whole video. Well, at least now you've met the teams. Naughty's Galacticos and CR7 star-studded 2010 squad. Truly royal wealth on display, eh? Well, you'll have to tune in to the next video to find out how effective these two teams actually were and who would come out on top as the greatest Galacticos of them all. What's your prediction? Let us know in the comments below and hit that subscribe button to stay tuned for part 2.